Hi guys, and thanks for clicking on this video. Really appreciate it. I'm the Viking as always. And yesterday was a trending event for hashtag release the Ayer cut, and it's approaching 400,000 tweets, which is pretty awesome. And RT Ayer cut on Twitter released some very interesting script details from David Ayer's cut of the movie, and also an image which I'll get into as well. But it's awesome that we're still able to trend, even though it's not hashtag release the Snyder cut or Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is an entirely different movie that Warner Brothers absolutely butchered. And ever since 2016, I have been eager to see David Ayer's deleted scenes because Jared Leto was pissed in the promotional tour for Suicide Squad, saying they cut a lot of my scenes. There's enough for a Joker movie. And over time, of course, David Ayer has talked about scenes that were cut and how Warner Brothers forced his hand. A lot of Joker stuff. And also, this image right here. It's real, guys. This image is real. RT Ayer cut released this yesterday because David Ayer in the past has said that Deadshot and Harley Quinn, they hook up. They hook up in Suicide Squad 2016, the one that he wanted to release. I think he said they have sex, but it's off screen, it's implied. But they kiss, they hook up, and Mr. J ain't going to be too happy about this. And Suicide Squad, David Ayer's version of it, was very much in line with, say, Birds of Prey. Harley Quinn was getting away from Joker. Of course, she was in love with him, he was in love with her, but I think over the course of the movie, she was realizing that it was a toxic relationship, and some of the script details that RT Ayer cut released yesterday, which I can't really show, I don't think, over copyright because it's from a Warner Brothers script. But basically, it showed her realizing that Mr. J doesn't treat me too well. He abuses me. And there's scenes where the Joker wants to make a smiley face across her face, very much like he does with his own makeup and things like that. There's also more scenes with Killer Croc, with Slipknot, with Deadshot, with Rick Flag, with Amanda Waller. The entire third act seems completely different. The dialogue for the post-credit scene between Amanda Waller and Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne is different as well. He doesn't say, you better shut this down, or I and my friends will do it for you. He doesn't say that, So he basically says to her that, shut this down or I can't help you. Simple as that, So it's very interesting how different the Ayer cut is. And people are saying, oh, the tone will be the same. It's just extended scenes. I don't think so. Look at Zack Snyder's Justice League. Look how different that was from Justice League 2017. And they reshot that movie within, 3-4 months? And looked how different that became when we actually got to see the Snyder cut back in March on HBO Max. I think that the Ayer cut is very much different than the one we got in theatrical form back in 2016. More Joker, a lot more Joker. I think it's an extra 40 minutes of Joker. And the reason that Joker was cut so much is because he's actually involved in the actual plot of the movie even more. So that's the reason he only got like 6 or 7 or 8 minutes of screen time back in 2016, because he actually adds to the plot. He changes the whole tone of the movie, the whole plot of the movie, and that's why he was cut out so much, which then actually cut up Harley Quinn's arc in the movie. There's also more of Enchantress. There's way more in the Ayer cut, guys, than you think. Very much like how Zack Snyder's Justice League was so different from the theatrical version. And this image right here, I loved it. It's awesome. It would have been cool to see Deadshot and Harley Quinn hook up on screen, see how Joker reacts to this, if he sees it, how Harley Quinn wants to get away from Joker. I think we have to see the Ayer cut. I'm so intrigued by this movie. The whole scene with Common, his character was Monster T, and Joker, that dynamic is even longer. Like the Joker scenes, a lot of them were reshot because, I don't know, Warner Brothers thought they were too dark or something like that. But Jared Leto's Joker has so much more screen time in the Ayer cut. He's an Oscar winner and they cut his scenes, which is ridiculous. And then they didn't tie him down, or Will Smith or Ben Affleck for future projects, even though the movie made over 700 million. It's crazy what Warner Brothers did back then. But I want to see the Ayer cut. I'm a big fan of David Ayer's movies. Tax Collector, Fury, End of Watch, Sabotage, Bright. I really like him as a director. I really like his aesthetic, and I think that was missing from this Suicide Squad movie, even though I enjoyed that. So come on, Warner Brothers, release the Ayer cut. What's the worst that could happen? You put it on HBO Max, it brings you in more subscribers, it brings more engagement to your streaming service. What's the worst it could do? Now, I don't think it's going to get announced within the next few weeks because the Suicide Squad has just come out for James Gunn, and I think that would be a little bit disrespectful to the crew involved there. So we'll have to wait a little bit longer, I think, for the Ayer cut. But the fan base is not going away anytime soon. They want to see the Ayer cut very much how they wanted to see the Snyder cut, which ended up being a better movie, and the Ayer cut probably is a better movie than the theatrical version, and maybe even James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And maybe that's what Warner Brothers are in fear of. The Ayer cut is better than James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. That would be pretty interesting. But guys, what's your thoughts on some of these script details that we got to see yesterday? Go to RT Ayer cut if you have not seen them. An interesting read, a very different movie. And what's your thoughts on Deadshot and Harley Quinn hooking up? Very interesting, but Mr. J ain't going to be happy about that. Release the Ayer cut.